Ravens lose their sixth game at home, which is a franchise worst. They're now 3-6 at home after losing again at home to the New England Patriots 20-24. The Ravens were up 11 midway through the fourth quarter, but managed to once again blow a lead. Tyler Huntley finished the day. Drake May 31 of 44, 380 yards, threw for 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tyler Huntley came in after Lamar Jackson, went 9 of 10, 65 yards. Derrick Henry, 18 carries, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zay Flowers had a rushing touchdown on the ground for 18 yards. Lamar, before exiting the game, was 7 of 10 for 101 yards. The big story, a big story with this game was Derrick Henry did not get a touch in the second half after scoring that last rushing touchdown to put the Ravens up 24-13, and they ended up losing the game. John Harbaugh was asked about that after the game in his post-game press conference. Here's what he had to say.
John, why wasn't Derrick Henry in the game in those? I know the last is 2 minutes, but the second to last.
The second to last drive, yeah, he was coming back in the game. I think we had Keaton start the game. Derrick and Keaton had talked about that. Keaton had started the other drive, and Derrick came in and finished it off, so it's part of that rotation. He was going back in the game, then we got stopped. I think we had, 2 carries on that out of the 4 plays, maybe? 5 out of the 6 plays.
Were you happy with the play call? First down pass there. You mentioned Keaton getting a couple carries, but don't you want Derrick Henry in the game at that point? It's kind of who he is.
I look back and I say, play call's the play call. If it works, we're thrilled about it. If it doesn't work, we're not happy about it. We tried a first down run the second part of that drive and got nothing. So, those get stopped too, especially when they're all up there in the line of scrimmage. So we had an RPO call that ended up being, it could have been thrown actually, and it was given, and they ended up stopping that. I think we got 3 yards on that one. So I don't like the drive at all. Looking back, would I rather have Derrick starting the drive? Yeah, but, Derrick was kind of ready for Keaton to start that drive. And then he was planning on coming in next, so they were working that rotation. You look back on it, I think it's pretty easy to say, hey, he should have been in there or shouldn't have been in there. But we're rotating those guys throughout the game as 2 backs, But yeah, game-winning drive. Do I want Derrick Henry on the field? Sure, I do want him on the field.
Unless Derrick Henry was injured, which a lot of people, I was at the game, a lot of people thought that maybe Derrick Henry was injured, that something was going on while he wasn't in the game. There's just simply no excuse why he was not in the game. There's no excuse why he did not gain any more carries. It's an indictment, in my opinion, on John Harbaugh and his coaching staff for allowing that to happen, because you've already lost your starting quarterback for the game. Why? And Derrick Henry was the most effective weapon against this Patriots defense. Why did you start giving him the football? Why was he not on the field? I understand the game plan. Like, you want to do, 2 running backs with Keaton Mitchell and Derrick Henry. You want to get Keaton Mitchell some touches as well. I understand all that. I mean, in fact, earlier this season, fans were wondering why Keaton Mitchell was not getting more carries. We were wondering what was going on there. But in this situation, in this game, the way that it was going, the way that Derrick Henry was running the football, how effective he was, there's simply no excuse for him to not get carries unless the man was injured. And he clearly wasn't. This was a coaching staff that once again dropped the ball. And again, a blown fourth quarter lead, double-digit fourth quarter lead at home midway through the fourth quarter. If you watch the beginning of the game in the first half, you see how good this Ravens team is and why it's been so frustrating to watch them all season long, because of the ups and downs, and find themselves now at 7-8. But this is just the latest example of inept coaching and dropping the ball when you have the game in hand. Just run the football. Put the guy in there that's helping you win the game. That was Derrick Henry. Sometimes you got to make in-game adjustments. Like, the game plan that you may have before that may not work as the game's going on, or it needs to be adjusted as the game goes on. There's no excuse for Derrick Henry to not be on the field. And, the moment that the Ravens did go up 24-13, you felt just an anxious energy in the stadium, because this fan base has seen it too many times. Oh, a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter? We're not safe. Never safe. And then, of course, like the typical Ravens that we've seen over the past few years, they start playing conservative on defense, making boneheaded calls on offense, not running the football when it's working. Instead, we're going to pass the ball and not kill time, or have a turnover at the worst possible time. I can remember a few key plays that I was watching. Marlon Humphrey got cooked a couple of times on receivers that he probably shouldn't have been on. And then there was another defensive play where I literally saw Roquan Smith, the starting linebacker, on Stephon Diggs, finished for 138. I never played football, but one thing I do know is that if you try to put a linebacker on a wide receiver, the linebacker is probably going to lose that battle 95 to 98% of the time. I don't see a linebacker being able to cover a wide receiver, especially one of Stephon Diggs' caliber. So that was an easy mismatch. I thought Tyler Huntley played damn well. Like, being put into the situation that he was, coming off the bench cold, probably not expecting to play at that point in the game. He came in, I thought he did a decent job. Didn't turn the ball over, ran the offense, got the ball out quick, made quick, good decisions with the football. And that's what you want out your backup quarterback. But once again, just you find yourself leaving the stadium scratching your head, like, how did the Ravens lose this football game? What happened? Everything was going well until the fourth quarter. And you take your foot off the gas, you start making bad calls on defense, and this is the result you find.